factors affecting drug absorption. So factors affecting drug absorption is a very important topic to understand overall biopharmaceutics. So today we are going to discuss about factors affecting drug absorption. Before going to discuss about the factors affecting drug absorption, we should know one important terminology called as rate determining step. What is meant by rate determining step? Okay, let us be considered an equation, a reaction. If we can feel the reaction which involves ఒక రియాక్షన్ ఉంది, ఆ రియాక్షన్లో అరౌండ్ 5 steps ఉన్నాయి అనుకున్నాం. Let us be consider a reaction which is having 5 steps. So ఈ 5 steps లో step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. These are the 5 steps. So step 1 2 minutes, step 2 10 minutes, step 3 60 minutes, step 4 1 minute, step 5 1 minute. So let us see which is the slowest step in these 5 steps. So you can see that step 1 is 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 60 minutes, 1 minute, and we can simply tell that step 3 is taking more time to react. So nothing but which is the slowest step. So that step is a rate determining step for the particular process, for particular reaction. That step is a rate determining step for particular reaction. So we have to understand what is meant by rate determining step. So we can consider different examples, then you can understand the concepts of rate determining step. Okay, so first we have to consider, take a tablet and administer it into the oral cavity. So nothing but we can consider as oral dosage form, nothing but solid dosage form, and that solid dosage form, we know after entering into the solid dosage form the stomach, it will be get disintegrated, and or we can simply call it as a deaggregated. So deaggregation maybe happens or disintegration maybe happen. So then what happens, the solid dosage form will be converted into a small drug particles, solid drug particles, and that solid drug particles will be converted as a solution in the GI site, nothing but at a absorption site. So మనం ఏం చేసాం, సాలిడ్ డోసేజ్ ఫామ్ తీసుకున్నాం, ఆ సాలిడ్ డోసేజ్ ఫామ్ అడ్మినిస్టర్ చేసుకున్నాం. అడ్మినిస్టర్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఏమైంది, అది స్టమక్లోకి వెళ్ళింది. స్టమక్లో ఏం జరిగింది, డిసింటిగ్రేషన్ జరిగింది. మనకి దానికి ఇంకో పేరు ఏంటంటే డిఅగ్రిగేషన్. సో అప్పుడు డిఅగ్రిగేషన్, సో సాలిడ్ పార్టికల్, సాలిడ్ డోసేజ్ ఫామ్ ఏమైంది, చిన్న పార్టికల్స్గా మారిపోయింది. So then first is a solid dosage form, then next solid drug particles. So this will be converted into a solution. Nothing but stomach lo emuntadi, HCl untadi. HCl lo em add ayindi, drug particles add ayini, final ga em ochindi, drug solution form ayindi. So this drug solution ekkada undi, drug solution mucous membrane is the absorption site in the stomach, so these particles will come here in the form of a solution. Okay, then the drug will be transferred through the membrane. So you know the different mechanisms, so how the drug will be transferred through the membrane. This is called as the membrane. Okay, the drug in the form of a solution come at the site of the GI membrane and transferred through the membrane and enters into the systemic circulation. That's what nothing but enters into the body actually. Okay, so here we have to know what happened. First, solid dosage form is converted to solid drug particles. Here disintegration will be happened, or we can call it as a deaggregation. Then when the solid drug particles are converting into the drug in the solution at the absorption site, what happened here, dissolution, and this solution at the absorption site entered into the body, drug enters into the body. What happened here, permeation across the biomembrane will be taken place. So ila jarigindi. Aithe ikkada manam let us be considered two types of drugs. Okay, let us consider two types of drug. One is a lipophilic drug and second one is the hydrophilic drug. You know, lipophilic, lipid means, lipo means lipids, lipo means lipids, philic means loving. So lipophilic means lipid loving. So you know the membrane is made up of bilayered lipids. The membrane is made up of bilayered lipids. Okay, let us be considered. One is lipophilic drug and second one is hydrophilic drug. So hydro means water, water, philic means loving. Water loving is nothing but hydrophilic drugs. So ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేద్దాం, లిపోఫిలిక్ డ్రగ్స్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుందాం ఒకటి, రెండోది వచ్చేవరకు హైడ్రోఫిలిక్ డ్రగ్స్ ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుందాం. ఓకే, ఈ రెండు డ్రగ్స్ ఈ సాలిడ్ డోసెస్ ఫామ్ లో ఈ మెకానిజం ద్వారా వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఏం జరుగుతుందో చూద్దాం. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ hydrophilic drug. Hydrophilic drug administered, that will be converted into solid drug particles and converted into drug in the solution, and nothing but dissolution will be takes place, and after drug have to be transferred through the membrane. Okay, you know hydrophilic drugs having higher dissolution. Hydrophilic drugs having higher dissolution when compared with lipophilic drugs. When compared with lipophilic. So hydrophilic drugs having higher resolution when compared with lipophilic drugs. Okay, then what happened here? Permeation. So hydrophilic drugs doesn't cross easily through the membrane. Doesn't cross easily to the membrane. Nothing but the toughest step or the slowest step. The toughest step or slowest step is what is permeation for hydrophilic drugs. Permeation. So we can consider that permeation through the membrane is a rate determining step. Rate determining step for hydrophilic drugs. Then we can consider lipophilic drugs. So you know lipophilic drugs are difficult to dissolve. So having a very less solubility, difficult to dissolve. So then, but lipophilic drugs having higher permeation rate. Lipophilic drugs having higher permeation rate, but less dissolution. So because of less dissolution, so this will be the slowest step. Dissolution will be the slowest step for lipophilic drugs, and permeation will be the slowest step for hydrophilic drugs. So hope you understand. So dissolution is the rate determining step for lipophilic drugs. Then permeation is the rate determining step for hydrophilic drugs. Hope you understand. Why? Because so lipophilic drugs are difficult to dissolve. That is the slowest step which is involved in the sequential steps involved in it, and for hydrophilic drugs it is very difficult to permeate through the membrane. Because of that reason these two are the slowest steps which are involved in the reaction. So that's what the rate determining steps. This was the concept behind the rate determining step. So we discussed what are the rate limiting steps for lipophilic drugs and what are the rate limiting steps for hydrophilic drugs we discussed. So based upon that concept, the solubility and the permeability are very important parameters to decide the action of the drugs. So let us be considered solubility and permeability as a very important parameters. That's what the reason why we classified total drugs into BCS classification based on solubility and permeability. So based on solubility and permeability, so BCS classification classified as class 1 drugs, class 2 drugs, class 3 drugs and class 4 drugs. So what is a class 1 drugs mean? Which is having high solubility and high permeability. So class 2 drugs which is having low solubility and high permeability. Class 3 drugs which is having high solubility and low permeability, and class 4 drugs are which is having low solubility and low permeability. So how to remember this? It's a very easy to remember that you have to remember only one. You have to remember only one, then you can easily get everything possible. So let us be considered. You know class 1, class 4. No need to remember class 1 and class 4. Class 1 is high, both solubility high and permeability high, and class 4 is both are low. So solubility low and permeability low. So these two no need to worry. You can easily remember class 1 high, class 4 low, maybe the solubility, maybe the permeability, and the remaining 2 is there. So you can remember only one thing, class 2 solubility is low. You can remember only one thing, class 2 solubility is low. So then automatically if the class 2 solubility is low, then automatically permeability high. Then if the class 2 solubility is low and class 3 solubility will be low. Simply if you remember this, you can easily get remembered the remaining things. Class 2 solubility is low, remember this one, and automatically simply you draw class 1, class 2, class 3 and class 4, and simply both are high, class 4 low, both are low, no need to worry. And you remember only one thing, that is class 2 ఒకటే గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నాం, అదేంటి క్లాస్ 2 అది లో. ఇది లో అయినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇది పర్మిబిలిటీ హై. సో ఇక్కడ లో కాబట్టి దెన్ క్లాస్ 3 విల్ బి హై, అండ్ ఇది హై అయినప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్గా low. So this is what the simple remember in concept behind the BCS classification, which is very very important in deciding the dosage forms and developing the dosage form. Okay, let us be considered two important things. One is the solubility and second one is the dissolution, which is very 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 important, and every people is getting confused. Both these two are same, but there is a small difference between the solubility and dissolution. Let us see what is the difference between the solubility and the dissolution, which is very very important to understand. So first one is the solubility, and let's think. Solubility is the static process. Remember that solubility is the static process. So nothing but there is no changes day by day. There is no changes in the solubility in day by day. There is no changes. This is a static process. So ante మార్పు జరగకుండా ఎప్పుడు ఒకేలా ఉండే ప్రాసెస్, ప్రాపర్టీ నాట్ ప్రాసెస్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ solubility is the capacity of a solute to dissolve. Is a solute to dissolve in a pure solvent. అంటే ప్యూర్ సాల్వెంట్ తీసుకున్నాం, ఆ ప్యూర్ సాల్వెంట్లో ఏం వేసాం, సొల్యూట్ వేసాం. ఎంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ సొల్యూట్ ఆ సాల్వెంట్ కరిగించుకోగలదు అన్నది సాల్యుబిలిటీ. ఎంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ సొల్యూట్ ద సాల్వెంట్ కెన్ solubilize, that is called as solubility at a specific condition, because if the condition changes automatically solubility will be changes. Okay, so at a specific condition how much amount of a solute, maybe that solute will be the drug, so how much amount of a solute can solubilize by the pure solvent, then it is called as solubility. Simply solubility is the capacity of a solute to dissolve in a pure solvent, nothing but maximum amount of a solute that can solubilize by the pure solvent at a specific environmental conditions is called as solubility. Then comes to dissolution. It is a process of a solute dispersing in the solvent, forming what it, so it's a process of a solute dispersing in the solvent. సో అంటే సొల్యూట్ ఏమవుతుంది, సాల్వెంట్లో డిస్పర్స్ అవుతుంది. ఫైనల్గా మనకి ఏం ఫామ్ చేస్తుందంటే మాలిక్యులర్ లెవెల్గా అండ్ కెమికల్లీ ఫిజికల్లీ హోమోజీనియస్ డిస్పర్షన్ విచ్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ఏ సొల్యూషన్. అంటే సొల్యూషన్నే ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది, కానీ మాలిక్యులర్ లెవెల్ కెమికల్లీ అండ్ ఫిజికల్లీ హోమోజీనియస్ సొల్యూషన్ ఫామ్ చేస్తుంది. అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ dynamic process. It may changes. That's what the difference between the dissolution and solubility. So dissolution is simply, you can simply call it as a mass transfer of a drug from the dosage form to the medium. Thank you.